Hi everyone, this is Julia from Adventure Geek, and today I'm bringing you a review of my very special pack. Say hello to Hal. And this is the Atom pack. It's the custom pack from Atom Packs, which is a cottage company in the UK. But if you're interested in a lightweight, ultralight pack that I am definitely going to be using on the PCT, then stay tuned for this review. This is awesome. Okay, so I've probably got about 1,000 miles on this pack, and I've been testing it out since about November last year or so. And I've used it on 3 national trails in the UK, lots of wild camping trips as well, and it absolutely packs fine. It's a 50-litre pack. It's made of Dyneema, and there's all sorts of colours you can customise on the website as well. But what I've got is 18 things that I really like about this pack. I've got 3 things that I don't like about this pack and 4 bonus things that are on this pack that I probably won't use, but I'm going to go through those anyway. So let's start off with number 1. The first thing is, this is the most comfiest pack I've ever tested or tried out. So I've had no chafing anywhere on my Osprey. I had chafing on my hips. On my Salomon pack and my Nature Height pack, I had problems with my shoulder and with my back. This, I didn't even know I was wearing it. It's probably the most comfortable pack I've ever worn. The good thing about this is when you actually order it online, you can choose the length of your torso, and it's more or less custom made. There's all sorts of different things and selection of things that you can choose. So absolutely love that. So fantastic Atom Packs, most comfiest pack I've ever worn, even when it's got 25 pounds of weight in it. So when it's fully loaded, it's still fantastic. So that's number 1. So number 2 is these shoulder pads. These shoulder pads are really quite thick and spongy, and they've not sort of decreased in size over time as well. So I really like the shoulder pads. That's number 2. Number 3 is the stitching and the quality of the pack. I've got no frays or anything since I've started using this, and I say it's had some wear and tear. I'm not particularly overly careful with it either, but the quality of the stitching is second to none. I've got nothing fraying anywhere, so yeah, fantastic. Well done Atom Packs on the quality. The quality of the build is brilliant. So number 4, and this is probably a bit of a girly thing, is I just like the way that you can customise the colours and the different materials as well. So I chose orange because I wanted something bright. In my day job as well, I'm a walk leader. I run a walking club, so I wanted something where it's on my back and people can see me. It's like wearing a high-vis vest, but when you've got a backpack on, it covers most of your back. So I love the bright orange, and I love the teal, which is my company colours, Spanish teal on the right hand side. But you can even customise, you know, these little cords are on the outside. You can even customise these little tabs that are just here on the side. Everything is customisable with regards to colours, and I also like that you can pick different sorts of mesh and stuff like that. So I just like the customisable, is that the right word, for the pack. I just think it's awesome. So alright, the next one is a bit weird. I don't know what else to call it, but I call it a trash hole, which sounds a bit strange. But anyway, right at the bottom of the pack, if you've had a snack, so I've got some trash here or some rubbish here, there is literally just a little hole that you can store away your trash, and you can do that on the go, and that's ingenious. I've been using this all the time. The thing is, I forget to empty it then, but you can just empty it at the end of the day. And it did take me a little while to get used to putting my fingers in the trash hole. I know that sounds a bit weird as well, but yeah, I'll give you a close-up again of the trash hole. But yeah, it looks really cool. It looks cool. It doesn't look cool. It is. Let's start again. Okay, so number 6 is the hip belt. So the hip belts you can actually use You can have pockets, so you can add those on, even add those on at a later stage, but you can also remove the hip belt completely if you wanted to go super ultra light. I actually decided to opt for, this is for Russ, bless him, from the Trail Hunter, gave me some advice saying go with a Rucksack, which is like a fanny pack or a bum bag, but the Rucksack is its proper name, and I use this now just at the front rather than actually using the hip belts. I have the hip belts on there just for more stability so that the pack pulls into me a little bit better, but I use the Rucksack on top just because it's great. So you can take this off and just take it into town and use it more like a handbag. I think bum bags look a bit weird and a bit nerdy if you're not wearing it with, if you're wearing it without a pack, but if you're just wearing it with a pack, I think they look fine. But that's my opinion anyway. But yeah, the Rucksack is awesome as well, but I'll come on to this in a later stage. Okay, so number 7 of the things that I really love about this pack is that you can ask for daisy chains on the shoulder strap. So I definitely recommend that. I've got my PLB attached to that. I've got some little safety pins here. I've got my hand sanitizer. Yeah, so ask for the daisy chain straps as well. Again, they're an optional extra. You don't charge more for that. You can just put it in the comments to say that that's what you wanted. So yeah, ask for that as well if you are ordering one of these, because I think they're really handy. Okay, so one of the things I definitely wanted when I ordered this pack was 2 shoulder pouches. So obviously you can fit smart water bottles in here on both sides. They're exactly the same. You've got a nice little patch here as well. I've got just a smart water soft flask there, but it will fit a 500 or even 600 or 750 ml smart water bottle as well, and then it's all sewn in, so there's none of this flopping around or anything like that. I usually use snacks in this one as well, but it will fit a smartphone, it will fit my iPhone quite comfortably in there. One thing to say is if you are putting any sort of sweets in there, don't put chewy sweets in there, because when they melt it's not nice and it all melts into the mesh. So I even got some remnants of that there. So yeah, lesson learned from that one, but 2 shoulder pouch pockets, spot on. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you was the front mesh pocket. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I could do with any pack that I got was to make sure that I can put my tent in the front pocket. And I have the Tarp Tent Notch Li, and there is a little link I'll put up there or there, wherever it is, to things that I love about this particular tent. But obviously, you know, you don't want a wet tent on the inside of your pack necessarily. And in certain parts of the PCT that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be needing a bear canister. So that will obviously go on the top. So I wanted to make sure that it would fit in the front pocket, which it does, with things like my poop trowel and my pegs and all sorts of things all just go in there. It's really, really light, and you can actually choose from various different types of material. I think there's 2 or 3 different types of material that you can get with this. Also, the shock cord is optional as well. You don't have to have that. So I like the idea of that, so I can dry clothes on and things like that. But yeah, love it. Fits my tent. Okay, so you can't actually see this, but I can't remember what number I'm on. I think I'm on number 10. But one of the things I also like about it is inside here, and you can see just it's like a loop. You've got a lightweight frame, and that gives it some stability. And actually I can actually put it on the floor and it will stay upright, which makes it easier to pack as well. So yeah, I do like it that you have got a bit of a frame in there, and it's still super lightweight. So number 11 then, I've run out of fingers, is the actual weight of it. So I thought I'd better tell you that. It's 630 grams. This is with all the bells and whistles. 630 grams, or about 22, 23 ounces. So yeah, it's really light compared to my Osprey, which was like £5. Yeah, absolutely love this pack, and it's really, really comfy. Okay, I'm going to give it with the numbers, but the next one on my list was the customer service that you would expect from a small cottage company. So I was messaging, I think it was Gemma, backwards and forwards with regards to adding this, and then she suggested certain things. So she suggested doing the teal on the outside and then the orange in the middle, because I'd originally done it the other way around, and then she explained the reasons why, and I just thought, do you know, that is brilliant. So, you know, absolutely brilliant customer service. The service delivery only took, I think it was about 6 weeks. and I'd given them the date that I was heading off as well for a particular trail, and then made sure it was there in time, and even though that was before the dates that they'd said on their website. So yeah, top-notch service from a small cottage company, so it's great to support a little independent company like that. So if you watch Tom Gale's videos about this particular pack, you'll notice that he talks a lot about using the haulage loop. So I use this loop all the time, and it actually makes it quite easy to then put up onto your knee and then to switch onto your back as well. So the haulage loop is actually really strong. I've always used it, and I've got no wear and tear at all on that side where it's fitted, because it's stitched perfectly well. Okay, so I know this sounds weird, but I also like, they have little poppers on the top. So my Nature Hike one doesn't have that. So you've got little poppers on the top, which just keeps it nice and neat. And then a tip from, I think it was Backpacking Buckley. Actually snap those together and then tie them round. It just keeps that nice and neat. Thanks for that tip, mate. Fantastic. And I also like, you've got this Y strap. You can choose different straps, but I've got the Y strap, which for me works well, mainly because I wanted to put that bear canister on the top when I'm doing that PCT hike. Okay, side pockets are massive. These have capacity of 2.5 litres each side. They're exactly the same each side. You don't have to have the cordage, but I opted for that as well. You can fit 2 Smart Water bottles in there if you really wanted to. And I don't know if you can see here, but they are angled, so the angle makes it easy to take it out, take your bottles out or whatever it is you've got in there. I use the other side for my umbrella, and it's just easy for me just to flip and get my umbrella out, so that works really well. And you've got the cinch cords as well, so you can cinch that in just to make sure that when you're bending over nothing falls out. So yeah. They don't have drainage holes in these pockets, so that's one thing that it's probably a bit of a disappointment, but I'll come on to disappointment shortly. Okay, and the last couple of things that I absolutely love about this pack is the way that you can cinch everything in so it fits snugly against your body. So you've got load lifters that you can pull down. It also has these straps that you can just pull down there. It's got these thumb loops. I'm not really sure what they're for. I assume they're thumb loops, but they've got loops in there. So I suppose you can just pull down. I don't really know what the loops are for, so if someone knows what they're for, please let me know. That's cool. But anyway, yeah, just pull down there to make things nice and neat, and side straps are good, and load lifters. And I am adjusting it on occasions. Most of the days I'll like unload, take it off, but I'll put the load lifters back just to take some weight off, and then I'll cinch them back up when I put the pack back on. And the last thing is the sternum strap, especially for women. If you saw my Nature Hike rock series, I couldn't actually move that up and down at all, whereas this one I can move it up and down, so I've got some adjustment. So it goes actually underneath the pouches there on both sides, so you've got a little bit of flexibility as well. So rather than it being an under the boob strap, this is actually a proper sternum strap for someone that is my height and my build. So just for the record, I've got an 18-inch torso and I'm 5'2". So yeah, love this pack, it fits me great. Okay, as I said, there are 3 things that I don't like about this pack. The first thing, I was a bit disappointed, you can only go for a top clip, whereas with the Nature Hike, I do love the fact that you can tie it down. You've got these the pops, and you can tie them down on the left hand side and right hand side, so it's nice and smooth that way. I don't know why, I just prefer that method than the Y strap. So yeah, that's one thing that I didn't like about it. The second thing I didn't like about it is the cost, but at the end of the day, I just think it's an investment and it's good value for money, but it is expensive. So this was about £350. I'm not sure what that is in US. And the third thing that I wasn't, and I'm still not that overly keen about it, and I was disappointed really, because I thought this bottom pocket was going to be like the bee's knees, and I had ideas of what I was going to put in it. But it's a little bit floppy. got a floppy bottom pocket. And literally I've now got my poncho in there. That's what I keep in there, so I can just pull it out. But anything I put in there, like snacks or anything like that, I felt I'm the amount of people that were behind me saying, Julia, you've dropped this, or Julia, you've dropped that. I even dropped my rain jacket. I had my frog togs in there, and that fell out as well. So that's not good. But the poncho stays in there. That works quite well, and I can quickly deploy it straight from there, flip it over me, and then I'm good to go. So it's a really handy little pocket. I just wish it was a bit tighter, and then I could put snacks and stuff in there rather than just keeping them in here, which is what I thought I would be using it for. But actually it works with the poncho, but yeah, that was one of the disappointments. Okay, right, let's head on to the 4 things that are on this pack that I don't actually use, but you might be interested in those. Okay, so I haven't used these yet, but I probably will do when I go on the PCT. So the first thing is, on the bottom you have an ice axe loop. So that's a nice sturdy loop, so you can just use that. I haven't actually used the trekking pole hooks either, mainly because they just fit nicely in my side pocket, because I tend to use the water in my water bottle on the shoulder strap rather than putting it in the side. So I usually stick my trekking poles there, so I haven't actually used these. So that's the 2 things that you've got there. Obviously you can cinch those down. What other things do I not use? Okay, it hasn't got a water bladder access point either, so there's no like separate pouch inside for a water bladder. I don't use a water bladder, so that doesn't really bother me that much. I said there was 4 things. I can't think what the 4th thing is. Hold on one second, I shall have a look because I made some notes. Ah, yes, the 4th thing is my Rucksack. So, as I say, I have a Rucksack, which is the 1.5 litre, and the one thing I do regret is not getting the bigger version. So I should have got a 2.5 litre, mainly because it's so useful, and I end up stuffing everything to its full. But it's got this storm, it's fully waterproof, it's got the storm zips. You can open it easy because you've got these little bits, even with the gloves on and stuff like that. It's got this stretchy pouch at the beginning. And the good thing is as well, they use it, you can pick, they can choose the colours rather than you just having a black one. So they'll do it from offcuts of all their other packs. So you never know what you're going to get. So yeah, I absolutely love the Rucksack, but I am going to get a bigger one for the PCT. So yeah, the Rucksack is awesome. Okay, a little bit of a bonus. One of the things I use is a clip for my phone, and I've got the tripod. So this is an Ultrapod, and it's got a little ball joint on there. So literally, I just clip that on there, and because it's got the Velcro on the Ultrapod, it fits nicely through there, so it doesn't like flop around or anything like that. It's got my phone on it, which is fantastic. And then when it's raining, I pull out my poncho, that goes over the top and all over my electronics as well, over my backpack, and it just seems to be working really well. I've still got a few more trials to test this out, all my gear out, but yeah, can't wait for the PCT. So I hope you found this video useful. If you've got an Atom pack, then please let me know your thoughts and what you think of it. If you've got another ultralight pack as well, then please comment below. If you like these videos, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Coming up in the next review is my Salomon Cross Hike shoes / walking boots as well. So I've got the boot version and the shoes, and that will be coming up next week. So stay tuned. I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Ta-da. Bye-bye.